Hey guys, so here's how to play Akuma efficiently based on data. So Akuma has 3 combos. He has an X combo, which is square on PlayStation. He has a Y combo, which is triangle on PlayStation. And he has a B combo, which is circle on PlayStation. So you can't just do the Y combo or the B combo out of neutral. You have to start it with one X button press. But that's not a problem because that X button press is really, really fast. Like you can see here, it's only 14 frames to do. And I believe it's a 2 frame until the active frames. So it is ridiculously fast. Now, to figure out which is the best combo to do, we have to look at each of the individual moves really quickly. Again, so these are all the moves that Akuma can do. And we just look at the DPS for all of them. So X1. So X1 actually has the highest DPS at 50. X2 has pretty good DPS at 37. But look at this, Hadouken, which is the third hit in the X combo. Pretty bad. It's at 20 DPS. Now, I guess you could make an argument that there's probably one situation where you could do it. If you do X1, X2, monster hops away, then you can probably do a Hadouken to chase him down with some extra damage because it's a ranged attack. But yeah, otherwise I just wouldn't do it. All right, let's look at the Y combo. So you would have to do X1 first, and then you can start doing the Y combo. So Y1 is 40 DPS, Y2 is also about 40 DPS, still pretty high. The thing about Y1 and Y2, it is very, very hard to get perfect input on this. Which is pretty much on fighting game level, because not only that, it's a quick X1, Y1, Y2, and then because you're kind of pressing those buttons fast, to do Adamant Flame after Y2, you have to slow down a little, right? You have to delay your input a little to get the Adamant Flame. Otherwise, you're gonna press it too early and you're gonna fail at input. So it's quite hard to get it quite fast. Now you can do it slower. Like you can do X1, Y1, Y2 a little bit slower, and it's not a perfect input, and your damage is just gonna go down a little. But if you're trying to, if you're trying to get max damage, Y1 and Y2 have very high damage, have very high DPS, and you need to actually kind of practice it a little bit, in my opinion. This is what it looks like. So that's what it should look like with perfect inputs. All right, so let's look at the B combo. So again, you press X1 first, and then you can do the B combo, which ends in Tatsu. Actually, the DPS on this combo is actually not that good. If you look at it here, like B1, which is like the double kick, it only has 20 DPS. The B2 is just like a knee, and it's all right. It's 25 DPS, very short. Tatsu has a lot of hits on it, but the recovery on it is actually very high. And there's actually nothing that you can cancel your Tatsu with or continue the combo with. It's pretty much a combo finisher. And it's actually still pretty respectable at 35 DPS. So, but the thing going for this combo is that it's ranged. Whereas X1, X2, and even Y1 and Y2, the range is so incredibly small. But if you need to kind of gap close a little, then I would use the B combo. So I'll do X1, B1 just to get that small gap closing. Just so, again, if you're not hitting the monster, you're not doing damage, and your DPS is going to go down. So as long as you're always landing hits, it doesn't really matter that the DPS is lower on the B combo. All right, so what's the best combo here? I have different combinations here. So actually, before I go on to the full combos, there's one important thing I need to talk about, and that's the Adamant Flame cancel. And basically, you can cancel out of the recovery of Adamant Flame if you start with a B1, and it looks something like this. So you're gonna just have to trust me that the recovery is significantly lower if you can cancel Adamant Flame with B1. So play it one more time. And you actually know that this is a cancel because you can actually just look at the controls and you can see that you can, after you're done with your Y combo, you can continue with a B combo without having to start with X1. So it's just a natural cancel. And you can see here that the DPS of an Adamant Flame that's B canceled with the start of the B combo is actually quite high at 37. Whereas if you don't do that cancel and you just kind of reset the combo back to X1, the DPS is at about 28. So that's very important for the longest combo you can do. And let's just go to it right now. So the longest combo you can do is, I have 2 variants here, but they're pretty much the same. They're basically X1 into Y3 into B3. So you can get an Adamant Flame off with a B cancel and then a Tatsu at the very end of it. And the DPS is pretty respectable at 33. I do have another variant in here, which is also 33 DPS. Takes just a little bit longer, but it basically throws in an X2 of that previous combo. So it'd be X1, X2, Y3, B3. All right, over here, just some things I was testing out that I thought might be strong, but they're actually not that strong. They do have lower time windows, which is a little bit interesting because so basically I noticed that you could actually on some of these moves, the recovery is actually very low if you reset it with X1. For example, B2, X1 can come out really fast after B2. Additionally, X can kind of come out a little bit fast after a B1 as well, which is the double kick. But honestly, just the motion values and the actual damage of those moves are a bit hard to justify. So, I wouldn't really do this. It was just kind of an experiment. Ultimately, you do want to land the finishers on the Y combo and the B combo. You want to land your Adamant Flames. You want to land your Tatsus. Again, Hadoken, which is a finisher. You don't really want to do that. It's just not DPS efficient. You can look at it right here. If you do that full X combo with the Hadoken at the end, it only hits 23 DPS, whereas the full Y combo, full B combo exceed 30 DPS. There is a slight consideration here where the Y combo is shorter. So even though the Y combo and the B combo are pretty good at 30 DPS, if you have less of a window, you're probably going to default to the Y combo. This is a Y combo without a B cancel. Otherwise, if you do have time to fit in the Tatsu, just do the B combo. When the monster's toppled, your most DPS efficient combo is going to be just like the full shoot your load combo, which is X1 or X2 followed by Y3 followed by B3. Again, the reason that works is because you have the Adamant Flame B cancel. I think Akuma's pretty fun. I think they should put him as a permanent weapon. It's pretty simple and quite fun to play in my opinion. One thing I would add if you're having trouble with landing your hits with Akuma is to just do permanent focus mode. So it looks something like this, where I can always look, because you see my movement speed is actually the same if I have focus mode on or focus mode off. Now it's not a true focus mode because it's more of like a slinger targeting mode, but look, I can face any direction, my movement speed isn't compromised, and I'm able to just aim wherever I want. So that allows me to adjust my direction so I can always stay on target. Anyways, hope that helped. Thanks for watching.